Bob, this guy is unstoppable right now. Let's look back at last week at the Memorial. What impressed you the most?
I think the resiliency that he showed. We know he's got basically every shot in the bag to hit. He knows he can drive it well. He can great iron play. He's got great distance and control. He's got great putting now, of course, but he had a couple of bumps in this road. He had a triple, he had a double. I mean, he had some sort of big numbers that threw him for a loop, and you just kind of wondered if this was the cart about to fall off the track. Now, thankfully for his part, it wasn't. But again and again, that's what I think just kind of gets to me is how calm he is. He never seems to worry, never seems to get flustered, at least outwardly. There was a little bit of emotion in one or two spots, but for the most part, even when he had a bad hole like that triple bogey, he just sort of seemed to smile and go to the next tee.
You've covered this game for a long time. We had the same conversation heading into the Masters, trying to compare Scottie Scheffler right now to, say, Tiger Woods in his prime. He's won a couple more times. He won the Masters, too. How would you compare what Scottie Scheffler's doing right now to Tiger back in the early 2000s?
Yeah, it's somewhat similar. I think it's a little early to judge him in that same grade, but the way he's doing it, you could put him in that class with Tiger, with Jack Nicklaus, with Vijay Singh, who had that big run. He's doing something that is hard to do, is to continue to win. To continue to win on different kinds of courses, different kinds of course setups, to battle through things like getting arrested. He didn't win that week, but I mean, there are some ups and downs. Don't forget he just had a baby. So, he's had a lot going on in his world outside of just playing golf. But as he says, he loves to be inside the ropes, which he calls his happy place.
He certainly does. And for Scottie Scheffler right now, you look at the betting books. We'll have our PGA Tour picks a little later in the show. He is the overwhelming betting favorite. So my question to you, Bob, is how far is the gap from Scottie Scheffler to the rest of the field?
I don't think it's as wide as we might be led to believe right at the start. I think there are other players in there who are capable. I think we saw that at the PGA Championship with Xander Schauffele. I think we saw Bryson DeChambeau playing well. So all it takes is one hot week. Scottie Scheffler's impact has been that he's been doing it over a number of weeks, not just 1 week. And so I think that you automatically go to that. But I think there's a lot of players in this field who are very capable of taking him on and beating him.
And now looking ahead to this week at the U.S. Open, this is a different looking U.S. Open golf course, which we're going to take a deep dive into in our next segment. But how do you think this course sets up for Scottie's game?
Pretty well. I mean, every golf course sets up well for his game, but honestly, he has such great distance control going into greens. You rarely see him far off pin high. That's a generalization for sure. I mean, he misses from time to time as well. But generally speaking, that's one of his strengths. And that's going to be a key factor here. It's going to be, first of all, keeping the ball in the fairway. It's going to be hitting the right part of the green, almost like the Masters. And we know what he's done at Augusta National. So, you can sit there and say the course setup is very similar to what he's been facing and what he's been successful for in the past. So, I don't know. I like his game on this kind of golf course.
Well, in his last 3 U.S. Open, Scottie Scheffler has 3 consecutive top 10 finishes. Look out for Scottie Scheffler this week.